is a small content about the courageous women during the period of our beloved Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, presented by our very own alimas.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم عليه. In the name of Allah, the most gracious and the most merciful, and with the blessings upon our beloved Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his followers and his companions, I am going to share a few words about a devoted believer and also a wife of Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Safiya bint Huyay ibn Akhtab radiallahu anha. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Safiya radiallahu anha was born in Medina to Huyay ibn Akhtab, the chief of the Jewish tribe Banu Nadir. Her mother, Barara bin Shamwal, was from the Banu Qurayza tribe. She was a granddaughter of Shamal ibn Adiyah from the Banu Harid tribe. The Banu Nazir tribesman has been expelled from Medina in 4 AH, and they plotted the murder of the Holy Prophet by dropping a stone on his head. This treacherous act compelled the Prophet ﷺ and his companions to banish them from their city. Her family settled in Khyber and Oasis near Medina. Her father and brother went from Khyber to join the Meccan and Bedouin forces besieging Muhammad in Medina during the Battle of the Trench. Prior to Safiya radiallahu anha's marriage with the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, she was married twice. Her first marriage was with Salam bin Mishkam, who later divorced her in 627 or early in 628. Safiya radiallahu anha married Kanana bin al-Haqiq, treasurer of Banu Nadir. She was about 17 years old at the time. According to Muslim source, Safiya radiallahu anha is said to have informed Kanana of a dream she had in which the moon had fallen from the heavens into her tap. Kanana interpreted it as a desire to marry Muhammad and struck her in the face, leaving a mark which was still visible when she first had contact with Muhammad. Safiya radiallahu anha was one of the prisoners of the war. In a hadith narrated by one of the companions of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the story of their union came to light when Allah's apostle invaded Khyber, where after the Fajr prayer there, when it was still dark, the Prophet rode and Abu Talha rode too, and I was riding behind the Abu Talha. The Prophet passed through the lane Khyber quickly, and my knee was touching the thigh of the Prophet. He uncovered his thigh, and I saw the whiteness of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. When he entered the town, he said, Allahu Akbar, Khyber is ruined. Whenever we approach near a nation to fight, then evil will be the mourning of those who had been warned. He repeated this thrice. The people came out for their jobs, and some of them said, Muhammad has come. Some of our companions added with the army. We conquered Khyber, took the captives, and booty was collected. Dihya came and said, O Allah's Prophet, give me a slave girl from the captives. The Prophet said, Go and take any slave girl. He took Safiya bint Huyay ibn Akhtab. A man came to Prophet and said, O Allah's Apostle, you gave Safiya bint Huyay ibn Akhtab to Dihya, and she is the chief mistress of the tribe of Qurayza and Banu Nadir. She benefits none but you. So the Prophet said, Bring him along with her. So Dihya came with her, and when the Prophet saw her, he said to Dihya, Take any slave girl other than her from the captives. The Prophet then manumitted her and married her. Before marrying her, the Prophet ﷺ asked Safiya radiallahu anha whether she wanted to go back to her tribe after she was freed, or to enter into the fold of Islam by becoming his wife. She was happily accepted the proposal of Holy Prophet and so became one of the mothers of the faithful. Safiya radiallahu anha was merely 17 years old at the time of her marriage to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Safiya radiallahu anha is known for her beauty and purse. In many hadith, it is told how other wives were sometimes jealous of her beauty and would say things to Safiya radiallahu anha that was very hurtful. And other times they would refer to her as a Jewish woman in a distasteful manner, even though she had fully accepted Islam and followed its teaching with sincerity. She was a devoted believer and spent much her time reciting the Holy Quran, and sometimes she would be so moved by the words that she would silently weep while reciting the Holy Quran. A group of people gathered in the room of Safiya radiallahu anha. They remembered Allah, recited the Quran and prostrated. Safiya radiallahu anha called him saying, "You prostrated and recited the Quran, but where is your weeping out of Allah's fear?" This hadith clearly shows the devotion to Islam and the Lord Almighty. Safiya radiallahu anha lived with the Holy Prophet for almost 4 years and was only 21 years old at the time of his death. After the death of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, she went on the live as a widow for 39 years. She was died under the caliphate of Muawiyah in 50 AH at the age of 60. She too buried beside the mothers of the faithful in Jannatul Baqi. May Allah show mercy upon her and reward her with the best of rewards. Ameen. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu.